I remember the first series of lectures I gave in Princeton, graduate lectures, there were 4 Fields medalists in the audience, and which means, pretty hotshot mathematicians. And I started off in my usual method, which is to sort of, prove 1 + 1 = 2 or something, and then discuss something else, very elementary, babyish stuff. And every now and then I heard a sort of snort from this front row. And so, well, I am a professional mathematician, and so I was able to sort of up the level, and I upped the level a bit. I'm accustomed to lecturing in this sort of babyish fashion and nevertheless getting something done. And I can't lecture really very well in any other style. So I thought of this at the end of the term in which I gave this lecture course in Princeton. And I thought, I've got to get out of this somehow. So when we resumed, after Christmas, I think it must have been, I said, these same 4 people were there in the audience, and I said, listen, I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to other people. And I prefer to do it in my own very elementary way, and you may not manage to, you may not be able to stand it, so to speak. Well, they all sort of thought, oh yes, we'll stay anyway. But then I determinedly did my usual babyish approach. And it took me about 10 days, but I got rid of them in the end. I mean, finally they couldn't bear it. It was so stupid and elementary. And then, that's how I got the license to continue this bad habit in Princeton. And I've done so ever since, They accept, that it's okay for me. At least I don't know whether they do or not, to tell you the truth. It caused me some heart searching in those first few years. What actually saved me at Princeton was I got roped in by Bill Thurston, who was one of the Fields medalists I was talking about, and his former student Peter Doyle, to be a 3rd teacher in the course on geometry that they were giving. And we gave this really wonderful course, and it was wonderful mostly because of Thurston's ideas, which were very stimulating and in themselves very elementary. Before this time, I was really upset. I thought I'd sort of made the wrong decision by coming to Princeton. And then after this time, I was sort of reconciled to it. And now I behave at Princeton the way I always did at Cambridge, roughly speaking, except that backgammon is not so often played here.
I see people there playing chess.